Hi, I'm Nate Wakeford. Today I'm going to be talking about leadership and different examples of leadership. You see, if you want to assume authority in your community, if you want to take on titles that convey authority, you need to show up in a way that reflects the authority that you've been given. The purpose of a leader and why men should be given authority from others, in my opinion, is not just because he's dominant. It's because he uses that leadership and authority for the greater well-being of the people around him. See, a man who attempts to dominate in a way that diminishes the well-being of others, where he attempts to control others, be extractive in some way, and he doesn't seek for the greater well-being of all, in my opinion, is not a good leader. He is actually a destructive leader that will diminish the well-being of the people around him. Because when he fails to acknowledge his own abundance, when he fails to acknowledge his own worth, his own status, his own well-being, and he seeks to use those around him as a tool to validate that which he denies within himself, then he is committing the people who follow him on a crash course to Nowhereville. So it's really important. It's not just your title. It's how you gain the respect through your own character, through your actions that you consistently express over time, that show you to be a man of noble virtue and a man who, even despite his faults, takes responsibility, seeks to master himself physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, so that through his own greater well-being, this well-being ripples out and positively influences all the people around him. This requires deep introspection, deep self-awareness. It requires a constant aspirational endeavor to refining yourself into being a man of depth, a man of alignment, a man of integrity, and a man of honor. The summary of these I call nobility. It's what I identify as being a true king. So many men have a desire to have power. Power through money, power through sex. But then don't have an awareness of how they would like to apply that power. And are also willing to seek that power with the willingness to cause destruction to the people that would help grant him that power. See, when you try to claim power, take power from the people around you in an extractive way, what it truly shows is that you lack power. You lack your own power within. Because anything that you seek to take externally is representative of an idea that you deny that power within yourself, and so you need to extract that externally. Often, the lack of power comes from decisions made in past lives or in your childhood, where you decided that you did not have the ability to influence your own reality. And so then you sought, over time, as a coping mechanism, to gain control over your environment. Your own insecurity, your own weakness, needed to be compensated in some way. Life has so many subtle nuances, and so much of it is based on a vibrational nature, where how we do things, the intention that we do them, when it is pure and when it is aligned for the greater good, where we become integrous and congruent in our actions for the greater good, we gradually find ourselves in positions of power. The irony is, often power is given to those who have been humbled, because we understand that there is a divine nature to this, that much of the status positions that are positions of respect and authority are divinely guided, and that even in those positions, there is an easy fall from grace when we make decisions that are not for the collective good. The fall is bigger than ever for the man who's balanced on an unstable equilibrium where he's tried to take control rather than earn respect from the people around him. So this is, if you want to have longevity, if you want to save yourself a lot of suffering, then the best way is the organic, natural law way, where you contribute value, you create well-being for the people around you. Increasingly, you become magnetic. People wish to surround you because of the value that you bring to society, to your family, to your community. And you develop goodwill. You develop a high level of respect and honor from the people around you. That's something that can be exchanged. That's something that people trust. Something that has longevity. See, so much about integrity. You think of things that are integrous. They're things that have an enduring nature to them because they're built with integrity. They're built integrously. Yet things that are not built from that same constitution, the same integrous construction, tend not to last very long. And this is very true about things that are built from places of distortion, extraction, control, rather than the foundations of respect, of integrity, of noble virtue, of contribution, of service towards a greater well-being of all. If you want to go through life and live a truly fulfilling and uplifting one, you need to be a man of integrity. You need to be a man who conducts himself with noble virtue. You need to be a man who works towards the greater good of himself and the people around him. To the extent to which that equation is imbalanced, there will be distortions. So a man who takes care of his community in complete sacrifice of himself or his family will not last very long. A man who takes care of himself at the disregard of his family or community will also not last very long. There is a necessity to ensure the greater well-being of everything inside that man's reality if he wishes to experience his longevity. Now, to achieve this, there will be decisions that at times perhaps favor one or the other. He may need to take rest. He may need to take care of his family. But in the expressions over a longer period, there needs to be balance. There needs to be a harmonious exchange between what the man gives and what he receives. And often, the more he gives, the more he receives. But it can't be done from a place of lack of sacrifice. It has to be done from an overflowing cup, from a place of fullness. So that relies upon the man taking care of himself to become the best version of himself possible. And from crafting himself into an extraordinary man who's well-resourced, he best takes care of the people around him. And so there is a chicken before egg component to this, where the man must take care of himself, but then as he becomes more accomplished, more, in his esteem, more capable, then that should then flow into supporting the people that have supported him along the journey. That should flow into his family, that should flow into his community. And then you create this beautiful reciprocating exchange of energy. I hope this has been useful. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you'd like to join the Sovereign Brotherhood, the details are in the captions below. You'll find a lot of resources in there to become an extraordinary man. I also offer one-to-one coaching. You can find the details to set up a call with me, again, in the captions below. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Ciao.